This is so awkward. Hello, welcome back. It has been a while, as it usually happens to be. Today is a very interesting day. Today is July 21st, which is not a shining day in many of our eyes. It's been a very strange day for me as well. We are now sitting on the floor in the corner of my room at about 3:30. I have about 15 minutes before I have to leave for work, and I decided I had to do it. I had to rip the band-aid off, uncover my eyes. You have to look at my AP scores, and we're gonna do it together. I am not ready for this. Feeling some type of way, that's for sure. Yep. There's also just other people in my house that do not live with me that sounded really weird. They're doing some work around my house, so if I just like stop talking or like start acting weird, it's because they're probably within earshot, and I'm just sitting in the corner of my room recording myself, so in a very vulnerable position, if I will. Yeah, so that is what's going on. But I think we first need a little context, a little background to the situation. This is so awkward. Today is, as I said, July 21st, so AP scores were released today for all the exams. I myself have taken 3 of them. This is the end of my junior year, and I feel decent. I feel okay about all of them. I'm probably gonna be very dramatic when I really get into this, but that's just how I function, that's how I cope, so. 3 AP classes, AP Bio, AP Seminar, and AP Lang, and they all went okay. I did well in all of them, like grade-wise at school, ended with all A's in them, but as you know, that may mean everything or nothing compared to your AP score, and what that actually translates to in a score is all over the place. Let's start with AP Seminar. So I feel like AP Seminar is one of those classes that like many schools don't even offer. A very small base of like test takers and people who actually understand what the class is like. But our school has recently offered it, and
if you don't like me, that's fine. But, you know, watch your mouth.
For the most part, enjoyed it this year. There was definitely some things I did not enjoy all that much. So for our class this year, it was structured in a way where the final project is individual and then a team presentation, which had like a slideshow and also like a written report. So for the first half of the year, we did a practice one of both of those, and then the second half of the year, we did the real version that we submitted to College Board. And then there's also like the end of course exam, which has 2 writing parts. There's a lengthier writing part, and then there's this shorter one. So the shorter one is about half an hour, and then the longer one's about 90 minutes. So the exam itself isn't all too bad, but it only accounts for like 45% of the exam score as a whole. And the other parts is a combination that totals about 55% of the exam score. And all of those things, the presentations and the reports, have smaller percentages that account for the score. So it's just like a list of things that go into this 1 through 5 score, which is completely nerve-wracking. And as I mentioned before, I did well with all things grade-wise in my classes. And I have to reference Power School. I was not wanting to do this, but we're gonna have to. Not like exceedingly well in many things in this class. Yeah, so it was a combination of like A's and B's for the 2 parts, the practices, and all their separate parts that we did in class. And then, as with many of the other AP classes, we were able to take a practice exam leading up to the real exam, and I felt okay about that one. And we didn't get like a score back, obviously, since it's only 45% of the exam score, but we did get some feedback from our teacher to work on specific parts going into the exam, so I was able to focus on those. And the exam itself, I felt pretty fine. It was my first one of the week. It was on Tuesday morning, and I came in with a lot of energy and I felt pretty okay about it, and I felt like I was able to get through all parts. The second part, the longer essay part, I felt like I could have spent a little more time and add a little bit more, but overall I felt fine. So my prediction for AP seminar is a 4. I think with all things combined and accounted for, I feel like it's really gonna benefit me more than just like one day and one test. So I think I have the chance to pull out a 4 there. And moving on, I'm gonna go to AP Bio now. AP Bio was one of the classes going into the school year that I was very concerned about, and I was very nervous, had a lot of anxiousness about. During the school year, I felt like it was a little bit more manageable. The first half of the year, we had that class every day. The second half of the year, we only had it every other day. I did pretty okay. Definitely ended, I'm in a very good place grade-wise at school, but there were some snags along the way. Snag. There were certain units I really struggled with. I'm trying to think of, there was one in particular I did not understand. STPs, yeah, signal transduction pathways. We did not have a good time together. There was definitely some more like specific and like very pinpointed things that I did not get. And as I mentioned before in so many of my like vlogs during the school year, I felt like I had a very base level understanding and a solid understanding at that of everything we talked about throughout the year. But then when I was going to have to apply that in a situation, if it was like a free response question or use it in another aspect, as in like a multiple choice question, just like real life applications, it just all left my brain. Like I literally could not think. That was kind of how I felt about that all year, and there was definitely some strengths in there. At the beginning of the year, I had a lot of energy and determination and drive, and I did a lot better, but towards the end of the year, there was, I mean, all things considered, I came out of the class with an A, but some grades going into that A were just, they weren't pretty. It was really something. It definitely was my biggest focus out of all classes this year, and I'm glad it was, because I think that was much needed. And we got to the final weeks before the exam, and we were still kind of going over new content, reviewing a little bit at the same time. At that point, my brain was just like fried. I was so done with the school year and the beginning of May. I didn't do as much review as I probably should have. The morning before the exam, I watched 7 Bozeman videos at 5 a.m. We also took a practice test in that class, and it was like a full-length exam, multiple choice questions, and the 6 free response, 2 longer, 4 shorter. I did really okay with the multiple choice. Very like average, kind of what I was expecting, but I was glad I had received like a solid score in that portion, which really did help with free response, which was the something that we'd worked on all year, but I still did not have it going for me. Really struggled with it still, especially the longer ones that had multiple parts and many things I had to elaborate on. And when I got to the free response in class, I did not do as well. I will show an image, I will like overlay an image, but when we got down to scoring them, I had to count up all the points from each free response question. And I know there were several I either did not get a point for, a single point, maybe out of 4 or 5 points, or there was a few only got 1 or 2 points. Did not do very well on the practice test, but in like the AP scoring like calculators, it was saying I got a very low 4, which I would have been, oh my god, I have to actually open it though. I kind of, like, it's been so distant to say like, oh, like when I get my score, now it's like, I have my score. So when I open it in just a few minutes, I think it will be something along the same lines, because that was before a lot of review, but also the test itself that day, that was at the end of my AP week on Friday morning, and all my tests in the same week. I was not feeling great about it. I had another friend in the class who felt the exact same way the whole time. It did not end very well. The first free response question, I looked at it and was like, nope, we can't do this one yet, because I knew I didn't know how to answer it and I could not start with that one. Started with the shorter ones, got through all of them somehow. So after I answered the shorter for response questions, I went back to the longer ones, and I had to skip the first one again. I went to the second one, which had like 5 or 6 parts, got through that one. And at this point I had like 5 minutes left, and I looked at the first one, looked at like certain parts of the questions I think I could answer, and just like jotted like stupid things down. So yep, that's how that went. That was the last part of the test, so obviously I left feeling very bad about it. That is the monstrosity I ended with. And then finally, AP Lang, I also took this year, and that class, it's a very interesting class. I'm not trying to say like I didn't like it, but it's not like a typical English class, but it also is in the same way. There's just a lot of components to it that however I would consider myself a stronger English student, so I felt like I did pretty well. And side note, our teacher was very not grade oriented in that class. So, I mean, grade wise I did very good in this class, and I've always been a stronger writer. So like all in all, I felt okay about it going into the test, but the test itself is kind of like force to be reckoned with. I mean, there was over 40 multiple choice questions, and then there's 3 essays, 3 different topics, 3 different styles of essays in 2 hours and 15 minutes, all involving different skills and things that, you know, some things I didn't know how to do. So it was a very stressful 2 hours and 15 minutes. And that 15 minutes was very useful. I used every minute of it in the test. We also did a little bit of practice test situation in this class, but it was very makeshift, and I think I ended with a 4, but there was a lot of like guessing involved, and it definitely was very accurate. So I felt okay about it leaving the test, especially the multiple choice questions with like the reading and the writing. However, for the essays, I really only felt great about the second one, which was also like the one I struggled with all year long, the rhetorical analysis. Just decently good, a little bit more confident than the third one with the first one, and that was one of the harder ones as well. So the third one was the easiest, but I also feel like it may have been one of like the so easy that it seems hard, and I actually did do fine with it, but I don't know. But that is my AP experience this year with my 3 classes at school, and now I get to see what the College Board thinks. I mean, I don't even know how to log in to see these. My TikTok all day has been just like flooded with people sharing their scores, either like on one end of the spectrum, getting like all ones and like making a joke about it and like laughing and like thinking it's really funny, or there's people who are like bragging about their 5s and like academic validation. I feel like I am a person who is in the middle of that and will not have a funny TikTok on either side. Okay, here we go. I've also been procrastinating this all day because I have to leave for work in a few minutes. So I had to do it right before I left, so I didn't have time to process, because somehow in my brain that made sense. My camera just quit out, and I also just don't have an internet connection at this point, so this is not going very well. Hello everyone. So as you can see, we're no longer in my room, in the corner of my room on the floor. We are now in the car, and it is literally 5 minutes before I have to go in, so waiting until the very last moment for typical Avery fashion. Also, I'm in the parking lot where all of my coworkers are gonna come out from the shift before me, and I cannot wait to start seeing everyone while I'm doing this, and hopefully I am just not okay after, and then I have to go into work. Yes, we're here, and as I was trying to do this at home, suddenly the power turned off and the Wi-Fi restarted maybe 4 or 5 times. So didn't have a Wi-Fi internet connection, so they really just don't want me to see whatever is here. And you got all the context, you got the rundown, so we're literally just to the scores now. But I knew when I got here that I would have amazing service. I have 4 full bars right now, so yes. It's logging onto my AP now. I will actually just screen record this so you can see it with me. Because, you know, if we're gonna have to use my phone, might as well take advantage of it. Okay, sign in. Really don't know if I know my username for College Board. I never know if I'm using like a school sort of like username password or just like a personal one. Does that ring any bells with anyone? Well, it's not working, so that one didn't work either. Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no. Oh, okay, so they sent me an email. I'm trying to get in now. I have it saved on my laptop, of course, but we are on my technological device. So it's my password that I don't know. I'd really not like to be locked out of my account at this moment. That would be just a horrible day at work. Horrible. I think they were really just thinking, you know, let's give Avery some content. He said he wanted content, let's give him content. I wonder how many people forgot their passwords to College Board today. Okay, so now it got me back to welcome. I'm gonna enter, I'm shaking right now. They're like, you really don't want to see what we have for you, Avery. They are trying to get me out of seeing this in every way possible. Come on, College Board. Hi Avery, welcome to College Board. We can help you get started on the road to college. Can you though? Can you? With these AP scores? What, like it literally just showed me them and then it went away. Oh, I know. Okay. Okay. I can deal. I can deal. Okay. You know, I'm not loving... Let me zoom in. I want to show you one at a time. That I am very surprised about. I literally thought it was going to be a 2 after the test. But I'm very happy about that. And I know my teacher is very excited because I kept telling her after, I'm like, I think I got a 2. Like, I think I did very bad. So I'm very, very happy with that. This one here, not so happy about. I really know that last essay and probably the multiple choice questions that I was leery about really did not do well for me. So I can understand that though. And this I am very happy with, especially with the score distribution with so many people getting 3s. I really did not want a 3. I thought I did well enough to deserve a 4, and that is what I got. So I could deal. I feel a whole lot less relieved and less chaotic. Do you have to go into work in 4 minutes? So I'm gonna take all 4 minutes and sit down and relax and not be caught by one of my coworkers sitting in my car talking to myself. Okay, and I have to text my friends who have been like checking on my mental health all day. They're like, Avery, it's not gonna be that bad, don't worry about it, just check it, like I'm sure you did fine. So, yeah.